So, again, for Past Crap, we have this fine bit of awesomeness. This is a 1996 Mercury Mystique, otherwise known as World's Greatest Grandma. I think it had done 10 miles in the previous year. I was looking for something four-door, a little more economical, and this fit the bill. Problem with this is it needed basically the turn signal lens on the driver's side was gone. It's funny, they talk about supply chain issues now, but the supply chain issues then, well, anything, they get to a certain age and they just go to the shelf and throw everything away, write it off. So trying to find little bits and pieces for this they're almost impossible, and nobody makes this stuff. It took probably 3 or 4 months to find the side cover. Now you can just kind of 3D print it. But I had bought this back in 2019. It was a pretty decent little runner. This was on the car when I got it. That's why it was just called World's Greatest Grandma, or the Merc. The paint, again, with age, this kind of vehicle. The paint on World's Greatest Grandma is horrible. Body-wise, I mean, it's starting to show its age. It's to the point now where the end of its life is going to happen fairly shortly. So the interior bits are bad. I mean, there's a lot of trim pieces that are just falling apart, and that's to be expected. This was built to a price, not quality. But for, a four-door beater, it definitely lived out its usefulness. The one thing we want to be careful of is the last time I was here with this car, there was a hornet's nest right here. So when I went to go in, flip the hood latch, guess what? I got stung by a hornet, and that was really no fun. So there we have the 16 valve Z-Tech. It was a pretty good little runner. I couldn't complain about it. 2-liter dual overhead cam. It is to the end of its life. It has a stuck thermostat, which causes it to heat up, and he just really doesn't need it anymore. He is in the process of donating it. Right there you can see where the wasp's nest was when I tried to flip up the hood latch. That did not feel good. It is kind of a shame, but at the same time, it's time. Little bits on the inside are falling off, and the plastics are breaking, as you can see there. So the old monster, it fires up, idles pretty decent. Temperature gauge, since the thermostat's stuck, will shoot up fairly quickly. For the HVAC systems, that's why we have this fine bit of awesomeness. World's Greatest Grandma here is just waiting for a little bit of paperwork to come in, and as soon as that paperwork comes in, it is headed off to be donated. But this one, I got that back in 2019. The lady's son wanted to sell her car, so the deal that I had made was for $250. He had seen an advertisement, and the advertisement said, "We'll buy any car, $500. But they had small print in there, and it was, "We'll buy any car up to $500. So, I mean, I get that he wanted to get a little more out of it, but doubling the price, no. I mean, we made the deal, and that's what it is. I said, why don't you call them, and if they're willing to give you that kind of money, then you take it. So he called, and of course, they basically wanted to steal the car for nothing, which, I mean, that's fine. He had a valid offer for me. He came back, and he said, hey, anytime you want. I made the offer of $250, and I'll take it for $250. So he came back and he said, $250 is all good. So we went down, changed the title. I didn't have it really registered right there in the beginning. The funny thing is I had changed the title and went to pick up the car with the van, actually, and put it onto a dolly and took it over to a friend's house until we could kind of go through it. I had bought the car, and when I went to move it, that was the first time I had actually seen it. The deal on this that I made, I bought this car sight unseen. I didn't really know anything about it. I mean, I knew it was a Mercury Mystique, and that was it. I couldn't tell you what color it was. I couldn't tell you what motor was in it. Nothing. Just the little lady car. It served me for quite a few years as a little, backup runner, work car. There's always an ebb and flow to the fleet. Time to get rid of that one. But I had given it to my friend Paul, and rather than run the van, that was his work car for quite a few years. Now it's time to go on to the scrapyard. So this has been World's Greatest Grandma. And too bad, but the old girl is finally going to get recycled. Saying goodbye to World's Greatest Grandma. So that one at the end of its life has 95,627 miles on it. Maybe it'll get sold at an auction. Maybe it'll get scrapped. I don't know. He asked if I wanted it, and I mean, I kind of do, but I know the issues trying to get parts for it. It's just, it is a miserable, miserable experience. This cover right here was what I needed, and it was a Ford only item, and it was just terrible to try and get it. So the turn signal lens was found in a scrapyard. Got the turn signal and just bought the whole thing. Well, one of the friends that was with him decided that I didn't really need the bulbs in there. What did he do? Took the bulbs out. What happened? Basically shattered the inside of the pieces that I needed. And for 50 cents worth of bulbs, and you basically destroyed the turn signal that I had been searching for months. I don't understand, people. Anyway, past crap. We'll talk to you later.